You want to tell the difference? Continue. So we have a list of perhaps 16 or 17, actually have a few more, maybe 20 combinations of Hebrew letters that look similar, that we want to make sure we understand that they're different. Okay, so the first set is a Beth, okay, or Beth, and a Kaf. They look very similar. The difference is that the Beth has, on the lower right side, has almost a 90-degree turn. When the Kaf has a rounded on both the top and bottom turn. Okay, so Beth and Kaf. Then we go down. This is Beth. Okay, Beth or Beth, and then Kaf. Okay, this is, I don't know why they have the KH. The ending. Okay, how they look at the end. Then the Gimel and the Nun. Okay, Gimel and Nun. So we see the Gimel has a sort of a dot almost on the lower left-hand side and a very thin line, and goes up and has a turn on the top. And the Nun is very similar, except the Nun has a flat, thick line on the bottom. Okay, and so there's a slight difference between the two here, Gimel and Nun. The Daleth and the Resh. The difference is that the Daleth has more of a almost a 90-degree turn at the top right, and the Resh has a rounded turn at the top right. Daleth and final Kaf. Okay, Kaf at the end of the word. Daleth basically it's almost the same, except that the Kaf has the stem down at the bottom. Okay, is longer. So Daleth at the end is not long. Daleth is the same throughout. It's a regular letter, we'll call it. The Hey and the Heth. The difference between the Hey and the Heth is that if we look, we have to zoom in, I guess. Maybe I have to see if I can zoom. Plus, plus, plus. Okay, go down here. Maybe that helps, no? For some people it helps. Okay, so the Hey has a small space on the left side of the vertical member, and it's sort of separated, like it's like an island here, okay? Whereas the Heth is uniform, is continuous, okay, throughout. So it looks very close, but Hey and Heth, and they're two different separate Hebrew letters in the alphabet. Okay, Vav and Zion. So this could be a Wav or a Vav, okay? And the Zion has a thicker and extended, it's almost like a T that's slanted, top member, very thick top member that extends past the vertical member, whereas the Veth doesn't have that, okay? The Ta, oh no, excuse me, Tet and Mem. Tet and Mem, this looks almost like an M at the top, very similar, except there's an opening here, small opening. It looks like a tooth. And so does this look like a tooth too, but this looks like a tooth with a cavity, an opening at the top. Okay, and the base is continuous to both vertical members, whereas the base is not continuous in the Mem. Okay, so it's continuous on the top, where the Tet is not continuous. It has a break here. If we zoom in even further, okay, if I zoom in here, where is that? Okay, so you can see more of the space in between, okay, with the Tet. And then the Mem is continuous on the top, and then there's a space at the bottom of the Mem where it isn't, and the Tet. Tet is continuous. Okay. The Yod and the Wav. The Yod is this like an apostrophe. It doesn't have a lower stem down the bottom, whereas the Wav does. Okay, and then we'll see. Okay, let me go to the top now and just scroll across. Okay, the Nun and the final Nun. Okay, final Nun is extended down. Okay, with the vav. The vav and the final nun look similar, except that the final nun extends further down. Similar to the Zion. Okay, Zion, whether it's in the middle of the word, the beginning, or the end, is the same. And the Zion basically has that extension on the top right and doesn't go down as far as the final nun. Okay, and then we take a look at the mem and the semek. And the only difference is that the semek has a rounded lower right side, okay, here. And also, let's see what else. It's similar on the left side. So that's really basically the difference. There's a
Excuse
rounded.
me, Steve uncle.
Yes.
Can you speak a little louder? It's really getting fainted, actually.
Oh, they're fading. That's why I think I need to use the other computer, but that's all right. Okay, so if I speak closely like this,
Yeah, it's okay.
not so bad. Okay, I don't know how to increase my volume here. I already have, when I receive any voice from you, then I have it at the maximum. So I'd have to see how we do this, but okay, so I'll speak like this. Okay, Botanical is here, namaskar. Okay, we started already. So we're just going on the differences now with some of the Hebrew letters. We went through the Hebrew alphabet and Greek alphabets, and now we're just looking at the some differences they call the distinguish carefully between consonants of similar form. Okay, we just discussed about the difference between final mem and semek. And semek has a slightly rounded bottom cut off, whereas the mem has a full bottom and goes upward. They both have a rounded top right, okay? And they both have a stem that extends up from the letter. So they're very close, okay? So we distinguish that. We'll be read some of the Hebrew words. Okay, ayin and sade. They both look like they have rabbit ears, okay? At the top, I call them rabbit ears. This looks like very much like we have a snail in the United States. We have snails. I don't know if you have it in India. Okay, I imagine snails were on the ark. So every time I think of these animals, I think that they were on the ark, or if they were fish, then they were in the ocean. Unless Noah built a big fish tank. Okay, we don't know. All right, so this is ayin, and this is sade. Okay, difference is that the sade has has a break off in the middle between the two top parts, and the ayin has a break off closer to the bottom left. Okay, that goes up. And then we have the ayin and the final sade. And the final sade just basically has a stem going vertically down on the left side. So the ayin stays the same. Sade and aleph, okay, they basically look a bit different on the bottom. See the difference on the bottom, and the aleph looks like our X almost. Okay, the ta and the hey looks to be a hef, and they're both continuous except that the ta has that bottom dot. Okay, the bottom dot on the lower left hand side. Now they say shen, and then there's like shen and sen. I didn't go over that. They added the vowel pointings. Now, just let's see, of all these, they don't show the vowel pointings except for that one. And do they show vowel pointings here? Yeah, here they show the vowel pointing in the Beth. Okay. And so the vowel pointings, when you see that inside even the Kaf, that was not apparently in the original Masoretic text that we use of the Old Testament. Or that was not in the Dead Sea Scrolls, I believe. So the old Hebrew text did not have any vowel pointings. There were only consonants and no vowels. So we have to understand some of these being understood without these accent marks, without these dots and so forth. And so we'll get into that later. All right, so I'm going to stop this.